Welcome to a brand new year, 2026
Many
episode
New
of
Year!
Woo-woo,
Beef
for
jerky
the
time!
sake of heaviness. We're back. We're back, Butch. All right. Did you miss us? That's the question. Did you miss us? Because we
We
missed
missed
you.
you. We missed you. We really did.
All right. So today,
Big hug.
big hugs,
Big
virtual,
hugs.
virtual hugs.
Hugs ain't metal, man.
Sure, they are metal hogs. All right. How many of you have been just, on the edge of your seat waiting for this episode, wondering what Merciful Mike and Butch's top 20 of 25 are? Well, today is the day we shall unleash our favorites from last year. It was a good year. It was a really good year. I bought way more new releases than my bank account probably wanted me to, but good stuff is good stuff. Yeah. So we're gonna do our top 20. We both have some honorable mentions, but we want to make it clear too, and this goes for like any time we talk about, music and stuff on here, guys. It's our opinion. You might have a different opinion. That's great. If you found a different album that's not on our list that you thought was killer, make sure you put it in the comments so that we can check it out too. So it's
For
music's
sure.
not a contest. It's subjective, and whatever music does it for you, makes you feel good. That's all that really matters. So. I'm what I will say though, and Butch and I were saying this before we jumped on, our top 20, including, the 8, 9, 10 honorable mentions that we're going to toss out, literally none of these albums are below like a 4.5 star rating. They're all that good and that close together. This is, creme de la creme. I think you would agree.
For sure. I mean, every year. I mean, I know we talked about this last year, and even before we started doing this show, it just the every year I put together like a list, even when it was just for my Facebook page. The amount of new music that comes out that's really good to great um, floors me. It's people that
Yeah.
we talk about this all the time. People that say that there's nothing new going on out there, or there's no new bands to follow, or no bands aren't making great records, or things were done after the 80s. There's nothing, or the 90s, or whenever your
Yeah.
time period is that you grew up in. It's like, man, there's so much if you're just willing to look just a little bit. There's so many newer bands. There's so many classic bands still doing
Yep.
great work. Many years on, like still pounding out amazing stuff. And like you, I bought way more records than my bank account was was happy about. I don't know if I got as many as last year, but it's pretty. When I thought about it, it's pretty damn close. And I still have like a want list that I carry.
Yep. Same.
Um, because some of the stuff like now that with the what postage has gone up to over the last couple of years, and
Yeah.
it makes it a little bit hard, and the price of vinyl itself, it makes it harder to truly keep up.
Yeah.
I started like dipping back into CDs now just so that I could, and that's after I sold half my CDs off to make, because I was like, I'm just going to focus on my records.
I
And
need vinyl money, man.
yeah, and
I
then
guess I guess
to
when it
make
comes down to it though, and I have to remind myself of this all the time. I know that we have that love and passion for vinyl and physical media in any form, but you got to remember it all comes down to the music anyway. So I'm not a huge streamer, but if I'm able to stream somebody's record or album off of Bandcamp, I can do that. I don't have a problem with that. It's just the discovery of the music itself that should always be the most important. It is for me. I'm trying to remind myself of that rather than that FOMO of, oh man, look at, I got the one out of one copy of this record
yeah,
store day, man.
only pink splatter vinyl is real. Like I don't do. It's all about the. It's still all about the music. It's just that there are
Yeah.
certain things. It's like my favorite things. I always want to have them on vinyl, and then some stuff I'll start in CD, and I'm like, oh, I wish I had this on vinyl now. But
Right.
that's the only way. Like the Century album this year. Like by the time that I heard of them and got into the current record, I was like, it was impossible to get the vinyl
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
paying an arm and a leg. So I ended up getting the CD
Yep.
from
Ran
Gary,
in ran into that
Heavy
too.
Metal Museum.
Hell yeah. Hats
That's
off to
not a
you,
paid,
Gary.
yeah, not a paid promotion, by the way. He's the man.
Definitely, definitely. He's hooked me
Yeah.
up plenty of times over the years. So, all right, Butch, you wanna run down your honorable mentions?
Sure. I just want to repeat what Mike said. I mean, Jesus, my honorables are still records that if we did, I told Mike, or Mike and I were talking about this earlier. If this was a top 50, like a lot of these records, even if I went to number 49 to number 50, those records would still be like, close to fours I mean, it was
Oh,
just a
wow.
really good year. And what it came down to for me with the top 20 and the honorables is just like what I found myself. Mike and I were talking about this earlier. The relistability. How much should I go back to it? Like there are records that I loved, but maybe I went back to others more. There are also some that came out a little bit later in the year, or I caught on to later, so I didn't get as many plays in to where it's like ask me 6 months in,
Yeah,
some of those might be ones that I like even more now. It's just you know how it is. So without further, oh, and I made some stupid rules for myself. You know, for me, this is my this is my list of full length albums, my top 20. And I cut off like I was cutting off. There were certain things I had at first that like
yeah,
I had some prog in there, and I had a little bit of uh post punk goth
sure.
kind of stuff, and I took anything that was like I left it to hard rock and metal pretty much. So
Sure,
and
sure.
full lengths instead of EPs. So
Right.
anyway, without further ado, um, just some of mine. I'm just going to run through these real quick. And again, these are great records. These would have been my numbers 21 through 30
Yep.
roughly, and they're all great. I think I got Pagan, Altar, Never Quite Dead, Fertilance, Fires on the Mountainside. Just almost made my top 20.
Yep.
A new band from the Toronto area. Mike and I interviewed them this year. It was a Centaurus,
Yeah.
the
Great.
Regime.
Great stuff.
Really good first release. No physical release for it yet. It's just on Bandcamp. But if you like old thrash, like um, Metallica and Testament and stuff like that, I highly, highly recommend you check these guys out. It's going to be onwards and upwards for them with how good this is. um,
100%.
for a young band. Sign of the Storm by Century. I just talked about them. Heat Lightning by Sanhedrin, another banger. From Japan, a band called Blaze, Out Through the Door. Um, Lady Beast's latest, The Inner Alchemist, really great record. Savage Master, Dark and Dangerous. I think Stacy Savage's best vocals to date. She sounds absolutely tremendous on this record. Um, Brimstone Covens, The Light Shines Not for Thee. Another great record from
Yeah.
them. This is the EP I left off my list. Is the Lord Weird Slowfeg
Oh, yeah.
Traveler Supplement One, the Ephemeral Glades. It's only like 22 minutes long, so I didn't include it in a list of full lengths. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's either like or lick or leak, Lik. They're on Metal Blade. The album's called Necro. It's pure Swedish death metal. Like it sounds like Entombed, and it's
Yeah.
killer. Scratches that itch. And then to wrap it up, Leo Rising by Danko Jones. It came later in the year.
Yeah.
I haven't had a real chance to live with it yet. I don't even have it yet. I just been like streaming it. And then Let There Be Dark by Tower.
Nice.
Killer. I don't know. That's probably more than 10. I didn't count them. Oh,
I
one
wasn't
last
either.
one. Axioms is the name of the album. The band's called Wukan.
Okay.
Um, they're kind of like a they're kind of like a 70s kind of like throwback heavy rock, kind of like a cult sound, almost a cult sound, and like fits in with like blood ceremony and stuff like that. I don't know,
Nice.
stoner rock. Um, yeah, Wukan Axioms. Oh, and then one, Mike, you hooked me up with this early in the year, and I really like this record a lot, and that's Solstice by the Elven.
Yeah. Yep.
It
Good
just,
stuff.
it definitely would have been in my top. If we did a top 50, it definitely would
Easily.
have been in there. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. And we've definitely got some overlapping. I gotta say too, kind of to what you said, it always sucks and I always feel bad, and working with a couple of bands and releases and stuff. I always feel bad for those bands that get their new album out in like November, December, because it's
Yep.
just you don't, at least for me, it's like I don't have enough time to really sit and digest it and get to know it well enough to, I'm sure there's a couple on here that are in my 20 that I got late, and had I had more time with it, who knows? Probably would have gone higher. And that's not a disservice to him at all. It's just I always felt bad. It's terrible when those new releases come out either in like January or November,
Yep.
December. They get lost in the shuffle. But all right. Anyway, for me, uh Patriarch, Prophet Ilja, Polish black metal spoken in native language. Even though you can't quite understand all of it, it does tell a story. There's a lot of emotion involved in that. And that was one of the first ones I got this year too. And it sunk in with me, and I still enjoy that quite a bit. Like I said, like we said, these bottom ones they're all 4.5 stars at least. Nice comeback with Dream Theater, Parasomnia, really dark album. I shied away from those guys for quite a while. This one absolutely yanked me back in.
Really
Fertile
good
Lands,
record.
Fires on a Mountain, so good, so good.
Epic.
Definitely. More in the Light, Sorrow Fields of Silence, another good one. Anchorite, Realm of Ruin. Can't speak highly enough for that album. So good. Yeah, love Solstice from the Alvin. It's a little more on the hard rock, dabbling
Yeah.
with metal. I always say they sound a lot like Brother Kane to me, or even a little bit of like Black Crowes thrown in, but really good album. Professor Emeritus, Land Long Gone, fantastic. Sanhedrin, Heat Lightning's great. Um, I think that's all of them for me.
I
That'll
think
do
the
it.
only I did miss Parabellum by Testament and
Yeah,
um
I don't know what it was about that. It's not that it's not stellar, awesome, killer Testament, but it's a good album. Just did not resonate as much with me as I expected it to. And it's like we said, I stayed as true to my heart as I could of what I got the most replay value from. What did I go back to time and time again? And that's how I tried to, like, rank these as best as I could. But yeah, Testament kind of
yeah.
fell short for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I was surprised it did it when I first got it, I wasn't sure what to, because it starts out banging with those. It's like out of the box when you listen to it. They're coming from left field right away almost for
Oh
them, like
yeah,
with the black metal, the Dragon Lord kind of kind of stuff, and then they start segueing into the more Testament. It's all over the
definitely.
map. There's a
Yep.
lot going on, and I feel like that record is going to be a grower,
I think
but
so
it's
too.
really good.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
We're going to see him too. So, even if it didn't click, I'm sure once I see some of that, live, it'll click and I'll be like, yes, album rules.
Yeah.
So, all right, we decided we're going to break up our top 20 into groups of five. So we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. So, all right, Butch, what are your 20 through 16?
All right. Um, Number 20 for me is the latest from Primal Fear,
Yes.
Domination. We talked to Ralph Sheepers about this last year. Man, a really good record and surprising for me. Not because I don't think Primal Fear is a great band, but I'm not as big a power metal guy
Sure.
um, as some people that I know. Um, and Yeah, I just really, really like the record. I think his voice is godly on it, and I just feel like the writing is it's. I'll listen to their records when they come out, and I think it's the best thing they've done in a long time. Really, really good record. Um,
Awesome.
Number 19 for me is A Land Long Gone by Professor Emeritus. Um,
Great album.
Great second record from these guys. I hope that now that it's a different lineup than recorded their first album. I hope this lineup um, sticks together. It's a really solid record, and I see like them and Fertile Ants. I see as being a couple bands that are just gonna get bigger and better
Yep.
from here. But yeah, I really enjoyed this record. There's a lot going on that record that just hits me in the sweet spot in terms of the double guitars and
Yeah.
the choice of riffing and stuff like that.
Yep.
Um,
Vocals on that album are fantastic too.
yeah, he's a fantastic singer. Here's a couple like 80s sounding throwbacks here that I know Mike and I raved over, at least in our conversations. The first one is the Creatures, their second record, Creatures 2.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, fantastic. Like it's like somewhere, it's like with the Venn diagram where Lizzie Borden meets Dokken and Rat or something like that. I mean, it's a tremendous record. The stuff I heard from them before was good. This one is just killer. And
Yep.
then a band from Michigan. I think these guys are phenomenal. Again, it's like scratching that. I loved Dokken, especially in the '80s, and this band Wanted, their album Cutting Edge.
So good.
At yeah, at number this is number 17 for me. Wanted Cutting Edge, like just killer, like straight up '80s style hard rock. Dokken, Rat, um, you know, outstanding kind of stuff. And it doesn't sound, the songwriting is really good, so it doesn't sound like cheesy and dated.
Right.
Um, and they didn't like try to, it has a nice production to it too. It's not like it's not a sloppy production. It's really well
No.
done. I'm really looking forward to seeing these guys live one of these days. I just missed them this past year,
Yeah.
and then number 16 for me is the latest album by Heaviness.
Okay.
Um, Back Home. This is the first like kind of like doom entry on the list. I really dig these guys. I mean, Uwe, I love his voice and guitar playing, and I loved, I like the old Davis records, and I loved Voodoo Shock. I really like. I think this is the best thing that this band has done. I was privy to an advance copy of it, and I really liked it then. And then as soon as I was able to get it um, on LP, I bought it. I really dig it. It's nice for me to have some. There's some actual Doom on the list this year that it's like in prior years I was kind of scraping to find Doomy stuff, and
Yeah.
it warms my cold heart that I'm able to put some Doom on the list because I was starting to lose a little bit of faith, I think,
Yeah.
in the Doom scene. But yeah, so that's my first five.
All right. Yeah, like you, I've the Doom has been on the short end in recent years, and this year's really not too different from that. And as I looked over, as I was putting this all together, I realized two things. First one is High Roller Records just kicked ass this year. And the other thing is I must have subconsciously really been all about nostalgia this year because a lot of the albums that ended up being my favorite kind of take me back a little bit in
Yeah,
a good way. So that did play heavy on the old heart, it seems, and unbeknownst to me until I actually saw this all written out on paper. So, all right, number 20, our good friends in Brimstone Coven, The Light Shines Not for Thee. This is one of those albums I got later in the year. Wish I had some more time to really soak it up, but
same.
man, so good, so good. And actually, when we were talking with our friend Chuck Robinson, he threw a little plug in for this one too. And man, I couldn't agree more. Just dark, brooding, just so good. And we're the show is good friends with Mr. Andrew DeKanga. So hats off, gentlemen. This was a great album. Number 19 for me was Sintage, Unbound Triumph. And the more and more I listened this year, and even in recent years, I just go for some good, straight, heavy fucking metal sometimes, just to get the blood flowing and get things roaring. And this album absolutely delivered on all levels when it comes to that. It's just if you get home from work, you want to bang your head, Sintage is the answer. 18, I gotta go with Light and Desolation from Blizzaro. Uh, I've told John this to his face many times, dude, you can do no wrong. You are a riff factory.
He's a riff
Where
machine.
where did you come from? And again, whether it's Ora Druin or John's solo stuff or Blizzara, you're just an endless creative stream there, Mr. Gallo. And this album is so good. Ebbs and flows all over the place. I can listen to it on repeat without problem. So good job there. The new Bizarro was fantastic. Number 17 for me, Power Surge, Shadow's Warning. I liken these guys to like the European version of Armored Saint, and I can just leave it at that. Really good, straightforward metal. Vocals are fantastic. Just it was one I reached for quite a bit. And then 16, and I expect to see this on your list too, but Seven Sisters, Shadow of a Fallen Star Part 2. Man, I was late to the game on these guys altogether until you really turned me on to them, and there's been no looking back. And I actually like this one better than part one. I think this one really, really opened up, and the guitars in general are just stellar. So,
Yeah. More
yeah,
on that one later.
I bet you. So that's my 20 through 16. All right, you're up.
Nice. All right. Let me see. Where were we here? Okay. Number 15 for me. This is a Pittsburgh band. They're an instrumental trio. Um, and man, I've known about the band for a while now, and I just caught on to them this year, and I bought the album after hearing it, and I was floored by it. And I ordered it and I wrote to the bass player and asked her if she could have the band sign it for me and everything. The band's called The Long Hunt. Um,
Okay.
really really instrumental, really interesting. Kind of doomy, um, a little bit, you know, doomy stoner, a little bit. They keep it. Some instrumental I find it gets kind of like boring. I don't know. There's just something about this band that I think they keep it interesting, as nothing is too um, drawn out and beaten into the ground. There are some bands that I just haven't been able to hang with because they just it sounds like bands that just don't feel like writing lyrics and they just want to pound the same riff. And this band is like not that. It's really interesting. It's a really good record. I highly recommend it. You can get it through Bandcamp. The Long Hunt, Natural Order. That's number 15.
Awesome.
Number 14, coming back after, I think it's like, man, I don't want to believe it's this long, but I think it might be like 9 years since his last solo record, and that's Glenn Hughes with
Oh
Chosen.
yeah, yeah.
And this album's been a grower. When I first got it, I was kind of like, yeah, it's good. I always find like one or two songs on it that catch me right away, but the rest of it, I was kind of like, yeah, it's pretty good. But I admit, I was a little bit disappointed at first. But Glenn, it always seems with Glenn, it takes a few listens, and then the record starts to really settle in, and you're picking up little things here and there. But I mean, if you like anything Glenn has done in the last 10, 20 years, there's what's not to love about this new record. It's his voice is phenomenal. And I hope I get to hear,
Ageless. He's fucking
yeah,
ageless, man.
I hope I get to hear some of this material live when he comes around. But yeah, I mean, I think if you liked Resonate, um, I think you'll like this record too. That's number 14. Number 13, a little bit out of the box for me. This is the first time that these guys have really caught me, and that's Hooded Menace. With
We talked about that,
yeah,
yeah.
with this is oh, damn, title's cut off. Lacrimose. Hang on a second. Damn it, I'm an idiot. Lacrimose Monuments of Obscuration. It's a, that's the title. Um, man, I don't know how to, you want to describe these guys as death metal, but it's like the riffs are like not. It's more like straight up metal a lot of the time. It's like riff after riff of
Yeah.
just these like killer. metal riffs, and then you get the death vocals on top. Um, that for me, like normally I don't care for that style of vocal, but I actually kind of like dig what's going on here with these guys. So I have to actually look more into them. I know they've been
Yeah.
around a while.
That
This
band
record,
is
I think,
really
is
they've evolved too. They've like you said, they've kind of embraced being just a little bit more on the straight metal side than just that doomy dirge death stuff that they started off with. Yeah. I totally snoozed on that one this year.
yeah. It's I'm still trying to my local store doesn't have it. I got to get them to order it for me. Um, they remind me of like they're one of those bands like Night is kind of like this too. Like
Hmm.
lots of like straight up metal riffs and then the more extreme vocal on top. Another killer band. But yeah, this Hooded Menace is just vicious. Um, so maybe I'm getting a little bit heavier. I mean, other than the obvious, as I get older. So that's number 15, 14, 13. Number 12 is the latest Avatarium. It's called Between You, God, the Devil, and the Dead. Again, another band that's like I think as they've gone on, have gotten better. Started as an offshoot of Leif Ailing. Um, helped put this band together, helped with the writing. So it was associated with Candlemass, and man, I just think they've gotten better every time out, and this new one is no exception. Beautiful vocals, um, just great. It's a great heavy record. Again, another doomy. I wouldn't say it's like the doomiest record you'll hear, but there's definitely a lot of elements of doom in it, and just a fantastic record. Um, and then number 11 is the latest Helicopters record, Overdriver.
Yeah.
And man, these guys can pretty much do no wrong for me. I think there was only like one record that I really didn't. I think that their covers record I was a little bit iffy on, but man, I'm just glad these guys have been back. I love the last album, the new one. Again, it's just catchy, straight up RAWK rock. Um, Killer record. Nikki Anderson is a top flight songwriter, so catchy. You know, more hooks than a fishery. Um, just a killer band.
Yeah.
So yeah, glad to have them back. Hard rocking again. So Helicopters Overdriver is number 11.
Good stuff. See, I'm glad that's why we do these lists together because I'm like making some notes here too. Like, yeah, there's another one I snoozed on, so I definitely got to grab
Same
a
with you.
couple of
Like
these.
I'm like I didn't even heard of the Power Surge record, and I'm just like, oh, I got to write that down.
All right, number 15. For me again, I really gravitated toward just traditional good metal. Dragon's Claw, Moving Target, another one, just superb heavy metal writing, good riffs. And these guys kind of go in and out. I don't want to say that they're thrash, but they have their moments, and there's a couple of times where they're treading in like heathen territory. But great, straightforward album. Number 14. I don't know. I've embraced power metal in the last couple of years. I really have. And I was very, very I don't know what's the word for it. I was very picky when it came to that, but over the last couple of years I've been big on it and I've made no buts about it. I love Sabaton, one of my absolute faves. We've had a chance to see him 3, 4 times now. New album Legends. Didn't hit quite as hard as their last couple. Still very good. It was a little bit of a grower, but it did make it into my list. Um, Great production, just high energy. Those guys can do no wrong in my eyes. They're great. Number 13, Wanted, Cutting Edge. Again, like you had already said, I'm telling you, had this band been around during the heyday, you would have seen them battling for arenas between Rat and Dokken and whoever else
Oh, for
because man, like the Venn diagram that you mentioned is perfect because that's how they are, but they don't sound derivative. It's like they've embraced that vibe, but have really done their own thing with it. And it's from start to finish, that album is fantastic. Um,
It
I
sounds totally natural, not put on. It
yes,
isn't. It's not like a band's playing. It's like, oh, these dudes are like have. It sounds like a band that you would think that they came from the same influences those bands did because
yeah,
it sounds like they were picked up in a time machine
and
and brought
transplanted.
here. They sound like it's so natural and not put on at all and phony sounding. It's killer.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, they were just announced for Blades of Steel, so I looks like I will get a chance to see them, which I'm excited about. Uh, Number 12, Chicago style thrash. There's nothing like it. It's got its own energy to it, but Misfire, product of the environment, just phenomenal. Just
Raging record.
yeah, absolutely. And again, I like to see, well, I don't know if you can call this a second, third, fourth wave of thrash metal that's coming through, but I'm glad that there are bands like Misfire that don't just feel good sitting in the back seat and riding the tails of whoever. They take it and they push it and they see what they can do with it and put their own stamp of approval on it. And these guys got out on some pretty high profile tours this year. They were out with Death Angel and Exodus, and
Yeah.
um, I would expect to see some bigger stuff from them in the coming year. But fantastic thrash album. And number 11, tied up with Seven Sisters, is Phantom Spell, Heather and Hearth. Man, so good. If you like your proggy stuff that just keeps you guessing on every verse and chorus, this is it. Um, so damn good, man. Again, I kind of figured out Phantom Spell from Seven Sisters, which I have Butch to thank for. Um, but I like Phantom Spell a little bit better than Seven Sisters this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, really, really good. So there's my 15 to 11, and I expect to probably hear a couple of those from you soon.
Yeah, we might be talking about some more of those later.
All right, we're in the top 10.
All right, man. Um, Man, number 10 for me, one of my favorite bands of the last, God, I don't know how long now, the last 15 years or so. Top Flight, I don't, to call them just AOR isn't quite enough because they also have hints of hard rock and classic hard rock and touches of metal. But that's a Night Flight Orchestra. And their
Yeah.
latest record, Give Us the Moon, is phenomenal. And I actually think, all their records have been really good to great. I actually think this is probably the best one they've done over the last three or so records. I think it's the best one. Just a killer record. I'm so glad to have. Every time I get new music from them, it's like Christmas for me, man. It's just so catchy,
Oh God, yeah.
and Speed Strid is just that voice on that guy. I mean, if you listen to Soil Work, like,
Like,
and
where
then
did this
here,
come from?
I know, and because he does some clean parts in Soil Work too, but then you listen to this and it's just all pure, like just singing, like it's
Yeah,
it's like, and then he's got Night Flight, then he has the Nighthawk thing that he's been doing on the side
yeah,
too, and his voice is just like, I just love his singing. I love this record. It's got everything I love about them. It's got the big keys, but without it being like a total, wimp fest. I mean,
right.
it's more in line with like you know of a classic rock
Sure.
kind of vibe at times. So like just a great AOR. I'm dying to see them live. I wish they were able to do. It's so hard for bands to tour here.
Weren't they
I
supposed to
really
be at
wish
Prague Power at one point? Or
they
they,
were, and I think they
they
had to.
yeah,
I think they had to back out. Or if they played, I don't go to Prague Power, so
yeah.
I
I
would
just
love to
remember they
see.
were listed at that at some point. Whether they did play or they ended up not being able to, I don't remember either. But
Yeah, the closest I've gotten to see them live was during the lockdowns. They did a live stream from a
yeah,
club. They set it up, and it was, I mean, they're killer live.
yeah.
It's just I would like to be there and
Be
hear
there.
this like surrounding me. So that's number 10. I mean, and this is a killer record. Number 9, a welcome return for these guys for me is Paradise Lost, Ascension. Um, of that trio of doom death kind of bands. Paradise Lost, My Dying Bride, and Anathema.
Anathema.
Paradise Lost is probably my favorite of the three. And this is like, no big surprises here, but it's just so well done. And they just been like, since they returned to that more doom death style and got, and Nick's vocals have gotten gruffer again. And, they dabbled for a few records with more goth Depeche Mode kind of vibe. And since they've been back, the numerous albums now at this point, I think they've been solid. They're one of those bands like it's kind of like if we're looking at like the second act of their career, it's like Saxon. They just keep pumping out
Yeah.
really good records. This one I feel is just like a notch above the last couple. Just a killer record up and down. Great riffs. Nick Holmes sounds fantastic on it. And it again, they're one of those bands like anytime they put out something new, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get a hold of that. So that's number 9. Number 8, this one came like out of I don't even know how the hell I found out about these guys. It's more of a project, I think, than like a working band that's gonna tour. But Sign of the Wolf.
Yeah.
Man, it's got like, Vinny Appice and Andrew Freeman and Tony Carey plays keys on some of this. And this is like just a killer record. I mean, if you like Rainbow
Yep.
and stuff like that, Dio, just straight up classic metal.
Yeah.
This is a great record. And Andrew Freeman's vocals are just like, at this point, that guy could do no wrong in terms of like his singing in my eyes. If I find out he's singing on something, I automatically have to check
Yeah.
it out now. And he is just godly, I think, on this record, especially on like the title track. And man, just a killer record. And it's cool to hear Carey's keyboards. He's not the only keyboardist on the record, but when he's
Yeah.
in there, you get that real like that rising kind of vibe from it. It's just a killer record, highly recommended. That's number 8. Number 7 for me is Messa from Italy,
Yes.
and their latest album, The Spin. And this band is kind of interesting in that like they're doomy. They're like a doom band, but every record they kind of like shade it with something else. And like
Mhm.
like their album Feast for Water was real jazzy and not like um it was like like a old jazz kind of way, like like almost lounge jazz, a really interesting mix of things. And then um the album Close was more of like a world music kind of vibe going on. Now this time out, this album The Spin, they've gone like into more of a gothic post-punk thing mixed in with it. It's now like, now we're into like there's shades of The Cure and Fields of the Nephilim and Sisters of Mercy and
Mhm.
middle period, um, Pink Turns Blue, that kind of thing. And I just think I have loved this band. They change every time, but the vocals are she's just a tremendous voice, and the writing just does something for me. Um, Really interesting band. I'm dying to see some of these bands live. I feel
Right.
like
Right.
I'm so stuck here in the United States that all these bands that I love are over in Europe. It kills me. I would love to hear this I have the Live at Roadburn release that they put out, but it doesn't, that's not being there. I want to hear this music like
Yeah.
coming at me.
Yep.
So just a killer record. So somewhere that's 10, 9, 8. So my numbering is bad. Uh, Number 6 for me, a band from Norway. Again, this is like one of those things. Like Mike and I were just talking about this. How I do like constantly, and we're the kind of people that are like always looking for new stuff. But at the end of the day, you listen to so many new releases, and maybe about 10% of them are bands that it's like, oh, this is
Yeah.
killer, something you're going to continue with. Well, a few years ago, I got hip to this band, Spider God. I don't even know how to describe them. It's like straight up hard rock, lots of hooks. There's bits of metal in it, but man, sometimes they use sax. Like there's some weird instrument choices
Hmm.
for it. Sometimes there's a little bit of like helicopters vibe, and then there's just I don't know how to describe it as catchy hard rock, maybe bits of AOR, bits of metal, little bits of power pop, like just a killer band. And their latest is called From Eight to Infinity. Their release schedule with their records is interesting too. They'll like put them out on vinyl first, I think, and then and the packaging is always kind of cool. It'll usually come in like like a plastic slipcase with the logo like um,
Cool.
on it already. And then eventually they put them out in CDs, but they'll combine them in. They do these little box sets for them or there, so it's like the first three in a little CDs in a box set, then the next three. So they're a little bit tricky to get because you got to get them from overseas, but they're worth the money. I know they're streaming. Check them out. I mean, they're killer. I
I
feel
just
like
wrote
they
that
could.
one down because I'm unfamiliar. So
I think you might dig them. I know you like. They're not as quirky as like the Neptune Power Federation,
hmm.
but I think you might. This might be the kind of band that you would dig. There's like all kind of different stuff going on, but it sounds cohesive, cool
Nice.
vocals, super catchy. Yeah, I love these guys. Like they're another. It's an instant buy for me. I don't even care. If it cost me 50, I think it cost me 50 plus to
Yeah.
get the record. I was able to get it through like rough trade,
Okay.
um, and in New York, and it's killer.
Nice.
That's number six.
I gotta check that out. I'm very unfamiliar with that, but just from your description, it's intriguing. I'll have to check it out for sure. Okay. Number 10 for me. This is just straight. I'm not even gonna try to candy coat this. Straight nostalgia, and it's Interceptor, Metal Death. If you need a Venom fix, this is for you. I mean, Jesus Christ, these guys, and they do it pretty tongue in cheek too. But I mean, they're a trio. They kind of look like Venom. They definitely freaking sound like Venom, but it's so much fun and so good. It's one of those albums that you can just put on, lose your mind over it for a while, and then go on with your day. But I love this album so much. Interceptor, Metal Death. Um, I a little bit of the Doom coming in here. Beholder and the Temple of the Tyrant is my number 9. One of the biggest Doom albums for me this year was Beholder. This checks all the boxes if you're a Candlemass fan. And I would even say if you're familiar with Sorcerer, there's a little bit of that involved in this too. And the production on this album is stellar. I mean, you put this on and you are in the world of Beholder. Really, really good stuff.
That's a really good record, man. And John sounds like he's got a little bit of Hansi Kirsch in his
Yeah,
voice
there you
too.
go.
From Blind, his other band, Judicator, um, is cool too. I mean, they did a good record this year too, and that Beholder is really good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
one. I haven't gotten a chance to get a hold of it yet, so I'm not as familiar with it as some of the other ones.
Yeah, it's good. It's a riff-a-rama, man. It's really good. Number 8 for me was Phantom, Tyrants of Wrath. Again, just blazing 80s style, speed, thrash, you name it. I was big on all of that this year, and that's another one, kind of along with a companion piece to Interceptor. You can throw that one on right after, and just keep banging. Number 7, same sentiments as you, Sign of the Wolf. Man, again, kind of like what Butch just said. And I think anybody that puts this on within the first couple of minutes, you're going to be like, this is like the successor to Rainbow. It's so good and fits into that slot so well. But yeah, Freeman's vocals, you don't get much better these days. It carries the album, and it is a star-studded lineup of guest performers on this album, but it doesn't feel discombobulated like a lot of those albums can be. It's very the continuity throughout is very good, so you don't get lost in oh, this must be so and so playing, or this must be
Yeah,
it's
it sounds like it's one of those things. Like it's like you're surprised that it's a like when I found out it was a project
yeah,
kind of thing. I was like, oh man, like first of
I
all, I was
know,
disappointed because I hope that yeah, sometimes these projects don't do more than one record, but
right,
it's like it's so cohesive
very,
sounding. It sounds
yeah,
like a killer band. Like, and then I found out who was involved, and I'm like,
yeah,
holy crap! I mean, it's. I hope they do more because,
I do too.
man,
Yeah, and that's a good sign of a good album is leaves you wanting more. I agree, and that's the downfall of projects though. Everybody's got a schedule to adhere to, and they don't always make time to come back. But yeah, I really hope that we hear more from Sign of the Wolf. And then my number six, I got to be honest with you, I was a little bit new to these guys starting last year, but the Halo Effect, March of the Unheard, really really good death metal, and it's not the growly Cookie Monster kind. I mean it is, but it's more the European style. It's got everything from At the Gates and Sprinkling everybody else that you want to in there, but really good. I hate to say this, but it's catchy. I went back and listened to this album a lot. So if you're unfamiliar, the Halo Effect, their newest one, March of the Unheard, I'm sorry, is fantastic, and that's my number six. So now we
nice. Yeah,
move.
that's a good record too, man. You got some
Yeah,
bangers there, man.
you as well. I mean, like we said though, this year has just been chock full of just awesome, stellar stuff.
Yeah, dude. It was really hard, like um, putting this list together, honestly,
Yeah,
because a lot of this, on any given day, something that normally would have been like number 40 could be at number, you know, 15 or number 10 or just just depends. It's crazy. I mean, just there's so much good music out there. But
yeah,
all right, one of the most welcome comebacks in recent memory, and when you look up the definition of comebacks done the right way, there's a couple bands that come to mind. Satan was one of them when they came back. Like I thought they came out of the box blazing
yeah,
when they came back, but this record might have set the new bar for comebacks, and that's Coroner's Dissonance Theory.
yeah,
This album is just vicious. It's everything, all the riffing, the vocals are cool, but man, it's like it's a pummeling
yeah,
record, and the writing is killer. It's catchy, and to come back after such a long time and come out with a record that shoot, I mean, honestly, it could be the best record that they've done. I'm just gonna say it.
sure,
Um, I think it's killer, and the fact that it's people are loving it too. I think like I think they're actually I think this is their profile is probably bigger than it's been. It might be bigger than it was when they were active.
I
Now
think
people are
so.
just loving the record, and I think it's like just launched them back into. And I hope they can keep it up. And again, I hope I get a chance to see them because I never got to see them back in the day. But I just love it. All the windy riffs and stuff that you expect out of Coroners here, and it just like
Yep,
punches you in the face. Um, that's a great, right? That's in a good way, in all the best ways. You get punched in the face.
absolutely awesome album.
Yeah, so that's number 5. Number 4 for me, Seven Sisters,
Yep,
Shadow of a Fallen Star Part 2. Um, Killer record, just as good, maybe a hair better than the last one. I love these guys. Kyle McNeil can
yeah,
do no wrong at this point for me in terms of the material that he's releasing, with Seven Sisters and with Phantom Spell. Man, Heart of the Sun might be might be my song of the year too. I'm just like so from the first minute I heard it, so catchy and um maybe my favorite Seven Sister song. But then where they really brought it with this record too, in addition to to the other songs, is man that side two where
It is
just
nuts.
that
Yep.
Andromeda descending, just that one long
Yeah.
piece. Like it seems like when you heard they were doing that, it's like yes, it makes sense that they've gotten to this point.
Yep.
Um, and so for fans of Maiden, Queensryche, um, Fate's Warning, um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and definitely, and they've done this. They've gotten more progressive without sacrificing being a metal band. I mean,
Right.
it's still heavy. Some
Yep.
some bands as they get progressive, they kind of like start losing the metallic side of things. They're still like just man, they're an insta buy for me, and I hope they get huge because they deserve it. I'm not gonna talk crap on any other bands out there because anyone busting their ass like deserves
Sure.
whatever success they have coming. But man, they're for these guys not to be as big as some of the bands that are
Yeah.
reaping the rewards is like it boggles my mind that these
Yep.
guys aren't like just on everyone's lips
I would
right now.
hope to
But I think,
see. I would hope you'd see these guys at least considered for, prog power or even, mad with power too. They would fit in perfect on any of those kind
dude,
of fests. And it's a good, and, they're the perfect reason to bring them over for that,
yep,
and yeah, they're tremendous.
totally, yeah, great band. I mean, I can't find there's not a fault on this record. The writing, the playing, the singing, it's all top shelf. Um, so number three for me, again, dipping back into the Doom, are friends that are spread out across Europe a little bit, um, from Sweden and Malta, and that's Anchorite,
Yeah.
Realm of Ruin. God damn, what a killer record! I mean, and I hope it comes out as a record at some point. I have the CD,
I got to
but
tell you, I still have not gotten my CD. And it's not by any
man,
fault of the label because they have been exceptionally communicative about it. And it's just the state of the world and everything right now, but they're well aware of it, and they said that I will eventually get it. But yeah, it's a bummer, but such a good album. Yep.
dude,
Sorry to
it
jump in on you.
no, it's that's what we're here for, man. Just yeah, the writing on this is killer, and Leo's voice is phenomenal. I mean, I've always liked his voice at Forsaken and I love the last Anchorite record, but man, there's just something about this album that again, this is one of those bands that it's kind of like um, it's kind of like a project that, and they're spread out. God, I hope that they can play live, and
Yeah.
I would hope that I mean for people out there that love like your epic doom metal, like your Sorcerer, um, for stuff like that, like you got like trust me, Anchorite, Anchorite. It's you will not regret it. This is killer. If you like Candlemass,
Yep.
if you like Forsaken, Leo's main band, it's right up your alley.
Yeah.
Um, the writing is just like I said. The songs are great. It's
Yeah.
if it's like Dio era Sabbath metal, and it never gets boring. Like they don't just
Ever.
like lapse into like plodding, slow riffs. It's like it changes in tempos and feels, and it's the way that it you want it to be done. Just phenomenal. Can't say enough good about it.
Excellent album.
Uh, yeah. Number two for me is Kyle McNeil's other band, and that's Phantom Spell. And this
Yeah.
is his prog project. This is there's hints of metal with it, but it's really like more of like a progressive. It's heavy, but not in like so much a metal way. But it's like, man, if you like prog, like it's got the right, it's got some of that rustic kind of rustic's not the pastoral. We're going to be using that term again in a minute, but the that kind of vibe to it. Great progressive stuff, keys, vocals, you know, longer tracks, but never loses you. It's never like progressive for the sake of being progressive. It's
Right.
progressive with the songs just capture its emotional. I again like just geez. I mean, like you were saying about Prague Power, what Prague Power ought to do is bring Seven Sisters over, but also have Kyle do a
Yes.
Phantom Spell set
Oh my God.
too. Like it would blow my mind to see that, like those two projects. It'd be a lot for Kyle to have to sing
Sure.
two sets, but we believe in you, Kyle. And
You can do it.
yeah, I mean, this Heather and Hearth is a phenomenal
Yeah.
release. Phantom Spell like kind of came out of nowhere, and at the it's fun. I mean, he's in competition with himself too. I mean, the Seven Sisters and the Phantom Spell. When I got the Seven Sisters earlier in the year, I'm like, it was I knew automatically it was going to be a competition for the
Yeah.
in my top three at least. And then I heard the Phantom Spell, and I remember saying to you, I'm like, I said, I think I might actually like this one a little bit more than the Seven Sisters. But I mean, both are 5-star
Yeah.
records for
Yeah.
me. Highly recommended if you like, heavy prog,
Yeah. Yeah. If you like your
killer
if you
stuff
like your metal proggy, then this is a no-brainer.
for sure, for sure. All right, going to number one.
Here we go.
Big surprise for anyone out there that knows me. It's Witch Hazel
No way.
five
No way.
five.
You're kidding me.
Lamentations. Uh, Again, I mean, I go on about these guys all the time. Um, Jesus, I think they're my favorite current band going. Um, Everything about them. Now, this record, it took me a few listens in actually, and when I first got it, I was hyped for it, and then I got it, and I really liked it, but I was kind of like, it's a little bit more mellow in some ways, not like mellow. It's not like a wimpy record, but it's a little bit like it leans a little bit more into those tall, pastoral kind of I told you we were going to use that word again. Um, Kind of vibes. Like there's that folky edge that they have. I mean, all the elements are still there. The great folks, the double guitars, those Thin Lizzy esque Wishbone Ash
Mhm.
double guitars. But it's got bits of Tull are in there and bits of there's bits of Maiden. It goes from metal to
Yeah.
it's man, it's just such a killer record. From top to bottom. It's one I keep coming back to and listening to again. So the Citadel, great song. Man, oh, the Woven is killer. Man, I love these guys, and it seems like now they're one of those bands that not only are they an insta buy for me, I just automatically assume it's kind of like how these college football polls start out at the beginning of the year, and you have they've already ranked them, and then they move them from there. Well, it's like with Witch Hazel, I'm automatically starting with the album at number one and seeing if it
See if it
if it
moves.
rises. Now, a couple beat it a couple were on the list earlier, but when it came out, it went to
Yeah.
it rose and it hasn't left since. I mean, Colin Hendra, I think, he's like one of my favorite songwriters out there, and I love his voice. It's progressed so much from the first record. He has a very cool voice, melodic, emotional, and he can do these highs that are just killer and he doesn't overuse it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a killer record. Witch Hazel 5, Lamentations, and I hope they got sick. It's one of those like I wish we were in the days where bands put something out every year
Yeah.
because I already want the next one. But you got to give them time to regroup. And again, another band that God, I hope I get to see them live because I think it would be. That's my cat, by the way. It's like messing with the. So Killer Band, yeah, big surprise.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were sitting with bated breath. Like, will it? Is it gonna be them? Yes, it's Witch Hazel #1.
I knew it had to be there somewhere, and I was pretty much already like, yeah, it's got to be his number one. So I would have been freakishly upset if it wasn't.
Not only that, by the time we got there, it wouldn't have been on the list at all. That would have been a real
Like, what? What's the
like
matter
heart
with Butch?
stopper.
All right, my top five. Number five. Um, it's been a while since we've heard from him.
Well, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Green Carnation, a dark poem, part one, The Shores of Melancholy. Um, and they were really quick to say this is part one of a trilogy, which for me is great. Acoustic Verses is one of my all-time favorite albums to begin with. I love Green Carnation, so this was a pleasant return to form. And it's one of those albums that you can drive to or come home and put it on and just get lost to for a while. It just it takes you there. Um, just really really good album. I knew this one was going to rank pretty high. So that's my number five. Number four, um, Primal Fear, Domination. Talk about absolutely rejuvenated band because the lineup was kind of stripped down. There's a little bit in inner turmoil. People decided to go different ways, and new people were brought in. Magnus Carlsen is actually back in as a live performer with the band now too. But I mean, start to finish, this album never lets up, and it's catchy. Like we were saying earlier, Ralph is he's kind of like Halford. Just the more he ages, the better he gets. His vocals are absolutely stellar on this album. The riffs are everywhere. I mean, if you like power metal, this should be on everybody's list. It just came out of nowhere for me that it ended up being this good. I've been a fan since Nuclear Fire, but even before that with Black Sun. And like a lot of bands that have a hefty catalog, you get into those points where maybe
Mm-hmm.
things seem a little bit repetitive. There's nothing wrong with that. That happens with bands, but man, these guys, Primal Fear came roaring back with just a great album. Number three for me is Creatures. Creatures 2. Man, I can't even remember where I stumbled across these guys last year. And they had recently replaced their singer. So they re-released a song called Nothing Lasts Forever. They made a video for it with their new singer. And I was kind of mesmerized by the song. I was like, whoa, this is so good. I think I sent you the link to the video like
You did, yeah.
immediately.
That started it.
Yeah. And the more I listen to them, and with this new album, it's hard not to compare them with Lizzie Borden, but I'll even throw Crimson Glory in the mix with these guys. So good. There is, and I don't want to always fall back on that 80s thing, but they have that 80s vibe of like early 80s metal, like 81, 2,
Mm-hmm.
3, mixed in with a little bit of Lizzie Borden, a little bit of Crimson Glory, but they do their own thing, and it's catchy and it's good, and nothing sounds the same. And I reach for this one a lot. It's just a good, awesome metal listen. Moving to number two, and if you've been following along at all, I got this album. Again, I'm not 100% sure where I came across them. I'm just really glad I did. And that's Kilmara from Spain, Journey to the Sun. Man, talk about just positive energy, emotional singing, emotional guitar licks. Just everything about this album just lifts you up and takes you. And earlier this year, we were really honored to have Carlos and Danny on, and we talked to them for
Great
quite a bit in
guys.
an interview. Really, really, yeah, fantastic guys. But I can't speak highly enough for this album. It's I've pulled this and pulled this and pulled this all year long, and I never get tired of it. I'll sync it up in the truck. I drive and I listen to it, and I just man, it is it's so good. So if you've this is one of those bands you've never heard of, and anything that we say on this show, man, check them out. It's they're so good. And
Very
then
super talented, great vocals,
oh
hooks galore.
oh God, yeah, yeah, catchy. It just you'll be humming this album, for days afterwards. And then my number one, man, I don't know how many people expected it to be this good, but it ended up being that good because it's everywhere on everybody's list, and that's Coroner, Dissonance Theory. My God, I played the shit. I'm sure the grooves are worn in this. I couldn't believe how good it was. I mean, it's everything that you said, Butch, and more. And there's parts that are like old Corner, and for me, No More Color is my absolute favorite Corner album. So to top that, really had to be that good, and this is. And I know that there's parts of old Corner, but they do kind of continue on from Grin, which I know some people at that time were like, but this works. This absolutely works. And I did get to see them live back in April. They were on tour with Deceased, and man, I know I used the word mesmerized already, but when you sit and you watch these guys live, you're taken away. I mean, time stands still. They were that good, and this album is that good. So if you've been on the fence, even though this album is on every list that I've seen, order it today. It'll absolutely blow your mind. And I even got to think the more I listen to it this year, I can't help but think that like bands like Blood Incantation even borrow from Coroner because if I don't want to say ambient, but they've got that um lack of words at the moment. It just has that vibe that really, sets that atmosphere up, and it takes you on that journey that I like to say all the
Mhm.
time too. But it is. It's just that kind of an album. And I think bands like Blood Incantation borrow a little bit from that too. So yeah, number one, Dissonance Theory from Corner. Absolutely mind blowing. Deserves all the accolades it's getting.
Crushing record, man.
So so yeah, it's been a great year. 25 definitely proved to be a hell of a good year. A lot of good stuff coming out. So there you have it, folks. You take these lists and you go and you spend your life savings and buy every album that there
Yeah,
is.
that's right.
So,
And let
but
us know, man. Like we want to see, like even just now, you just saw Mike and I talking about, he's got stuff on his list that I hadn't even heard of, and
right, right.
same. And so that's one of the things I love about this time of year is you see a lot of the same records crop up because they're so, the coroner is on everyone's list.
Yeah.
Um, and but there's so much stuff you're like, oh, I got to listen to that. Oh, I got to listen to that. Like there are almost a few that like at some point I had to cut myself off and be like, I can't just go and listen to like a bunch of records and like monkey with this anymore. Like
Yeah.
I gotta focus on the list I have. But there's so much like like the latest firmament record. I just got that in
Yeah.
the last couple of weeks, and like that rips. I need time to live with it. But people have
Sure.
like there's stuff like in all like kind of there's melodic metal stuff out there in AOR that I haven't even touched
Right. Yep.
yet. I look at other people's lists on like I'm on in a group called Melodic Mafia, and like I don't even half those records I haven't even heard.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
there's just so much. There's so much music.
There is. And it's, I don't want to say that we talk about FOMO, the fear of missing out, but I just think it's that drive that you always want to hear new, new music that, is intriguing and gets you excited, and meets those expectations that, at this point in our lives are way up here, let's face it. But you're always on that search for that next big one, you know.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, it's, yeah, I think like maybe it's because of, maybe it's the, people of a certain age. Uh, you know what? It was a little bit harder to find out about bands that, so every time you heard something, it was like, not only was it new, it was like really new. And then, there's the whole idea, when you're growing up, the stuff you listen to is the soundtrack of your arguably the best time of your life, the most carefree. It's, it's the soundtrack of parties and
Hmm.
going to concerts and driving with your buddies and going on dates and all that kind of stuff. So you're always like you said, you're always kind of searching for that. I do have like that FOMO. Like I'm always like there's something I'm looking for that juice that you get from hearing
Yeah.
something great. And when you get it, it's like you get wade through like 50 records and then you get that
Yeah.
one that it's like, oh my God.
Yep.
Like or that song, it's just like, oh my God, you gotta listen to this.
Yep.
Like this is it's an incredible rush, man.
It is. It is. You do. You chase that high all the time. But yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I tell myself this year I'm going to be a little bit more discerning. I'm not going to go crazy.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
focus on the classics this year. I'm just gonna listen to Thin Lizzy all year. Just my favorites, Angel and Thin Lizzy and Stars and Kiss. That's it.
yeah, that's it. That's the only thing I'm going
Maiden.
to listen to. That's it. So next year's list is going to be really short. We're only doing top five, and two of those will
Yeah.
be Kiss albums.
Yeah.
So anyway, don't make sure you continue to tune in because we've got some guests that dropped us their top 10 lists. So I'm gonna splice those in right before we wrap things up. So stick around, check those out too. You might see a couple albums mentioned on those that Butch and I didn't mention and are good to check out too. So. But on that, we're thankful for all of our subscribers, and we're looking forward to having some more of you join us. Um, leave your comments, leave us your top 10 lists, suggestions, all that good shit. 2026 is looking good. Butch and I have already got a laundry list of things that we want to make sure that we cover. I'm going to plug a new segment that we're going to be doing called The Ranking Table. And we're going to be joined by our good friends John Gallo and Eric Dorset Sexton and Darren McCloskey, where we each bring an album to the table from a particular year, and we all check them out, listen to them, get them fresh, and then we all go around and rank it and give our reasoning for that. So it should be a lot of fun. That's going to be coming up soon in the next couple of weeks. So tune in for that. As always, like, subscribe, tell your friends about us.
Tell your Hey man, tell your friends about. I'm gonna find the audio clip of that and
I
we're
tried.
gonna
I
splice
tried
that in some.
everywhere to find that, and I can't.
It's gotta
I,
be somewhere.
somebody's got it. Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know if I don't know if I told you, but like my kid loves that time of year from that second Vinnie Vincent Invasion record. She just out of nowhere calls me. Dad, have you heard this song that time of year? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, wait, Vinnie Vincent. I'm like, where do you listen to that? Like, it just so funny. So now I'm like trying to see if I can find that on a single or something like that
Right,
for
right.
her, because that record's hard to find. But that's beside the point. But I just want
Yeah.
to double up what Mike said and thank everyone that subscribed so far. We actually hit 500
Yay.
before the year clicked out. When we first put this together, we just we're doing this for fun, and we didn't set like lofty, have a list of expectations and stuff. But I think we both thought, oh, it'd be nice to hit that goal, and we hit it. So thank you everyone that
Yeah.
subscribed so far. I think we're at like 501
Yep.
now, so I'm happy with that. I'm proud of that. I hope you guys all enjoy the show so far. Keep telling your friends about us. Let's build it up. Get more involved. And, in 2026, we got a lot of cool ideas coming up. We want to hear from you. Like, if you have an idea for something, everything's on the table
Yeah.
for us. If
Yeah.
there's certain styles you want to hear more about, I mean, certain bands you want more interviews or,
Yeah.
more reviews, let us know. And give us
We
your list. I'm dying to see other people's lists, honest to
yeah.
God,
Yeah.
because it's not like
Get
I
those in the
haven't spent
comments, man.
enough
We want to
money. I
know.
need lists of more stuff to spend money on.
Take my money, please.
Yeah, take it.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody. Stay tuned right after this. We've got some special guest top tens. You're gonna like those, but we'll be seeing you again on the next episode of
For the
for
sake
the sake
of
of
heaviness.
happiness.
Heavy.
Heavy.